What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Auto Auction Rebuilds. We are back today with the Mitsubishi Diamante, and we're going to start with the one out here at LKQ. So we're out here today to grab a few parts, and I've already started taking the pieces I need. Number one, that windshield washer reservoir was broken, so we got a new one here. The air cleaner assembly, it doesn't latch together at all anymore, and this is a mass airflow sensor right here. So we went ahead and just grabbed the whole daggum thing. Spare parts are hard to find for this car, guys. There aren't many of these left, so if you get the opportunity to snatch a few, definitely go ahead. And this is going to be a lower miles unit. I don't know what the miles are on it. We're going to hook up a booster pack real quick though, because I'm going to get this seat. And not only am I going to get this seat, but I'm going to grab the dimmer switch. And I want to try to follow the wires down and take those with it as well. There's two Phillips screws up top, but I would like to know the miles. This looks like a, well, that almost looks like an all-digital dash under there. I can't, it's all covered in dust. I'm sure it's analog, just like the one we've got. But let's go ahead and hook the jump pack up. We got to be able to move this seat forward and backwards to get it out. And hopefully we can see what the miles are on this old girl. Well, unfortunately, we don't have a key, and pushing the odometer button gives us nothing on the dash. The lights come on though, and I was able to move the seat forward and backward. So I'm going to start with just popping these caps here off on both sides, get the bolts out, move it forward, do the same thing, and hopefully this door opens enough we can get this seat out of the car. All right, we got the seat out, and I proceeded to drop it on my toenail. So we got the seat, got all those other components over there. There's only one other thing that I really want to get out of this, and that is, you guys already know, you thought I wasn't coming back for it, didn't you? You thought I wasn't going to come back for it, for that dimmer switch, because I'm telling you, I am certain that right there is causing all of my problems. So let me pull this cluster off and let's see if we can get to it. All right, so here's what we got. This is the wire. Since I don't know if my car has it or not, if somebody may have cut it, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna snip it, and I'm gonna take it with me. To get to it, you gotta pull this plastic lower panel down. You gotta pop out this traction control button right here. This plugs into the traction control button, and then the dimmer switch wire runs into the main harness right back here, okay? Runs over there, runs up through this little hole, and comes out right there. So we have the dimmer switch. I got the dimmer switch. I got that trim piece, the bezel. I've got the plug, just in case the wires are cut, we can splice this one in. And that's it, guys. That's it. I am going to grab a spare tire because I think I am going to give it away to an up-and-coming YouTuber so they can do something crazy like try to drive it home. And I definitely want to make sure they got a spare tire to go with it. So here it is. This is what we got. I'm not going to spend any more money on that car, guys. I'm probably pushing, by the time I check out, I don't know how much it's going to be. Probably 150 bucks or so. So I'm probably sitting an easy $1,500 into this car that you probably couldn't sell for more than $1,500. Probably more like $1,200. So this is all I'm spending on it, especially considering that I plan on giving it away for free. There's a decent tire. It's not great, but it's a decent tire. There's a factory wheel. We should have everything else we need to finish buttoning the car up. I already checked the suspension on it. The front suspension is in really good shape. No loose tie rods, ball joints, none of that. So if whoever gets it comes down here and puts a timing belt, water pump, idler, and a serpentine belt, and I'd say idler pulley and tensioner pulley on that car, I see no reason at all why that car wouldn't make it across the country. So let's button this up. We'll come back and talk about how much all this stuff costs when we get back to the shop. So it's been a few days and we're back. And here it is. Truth of the matter is, I don't even want to be here today. I don't feel like doing any of this today. But, you know, my videos are recorded out of sequence. So you'll end up seeing the Mustang GT video before this video will even come out. Most likely. But, Yeah, so we're getting started back on this again. But before we do, I was just informed that my father is in intensive care with failing kidneys. He's in a coma. And, well, he's not doing good. He's got COVID and pneumonia. So, honestly, the last thing I want to do is this, but we're going to go ahead and jump into it. And we're going to try to knock this car out in this video. As far as I'm going to go with it anyway. There's a lot of people that think I should continue dumping tons of money into this car. We should continue the project. Unfortunately, I have spent all I'm going to spend on this car. It's someone else's turn to dump money into it. I have approximately $1,500 into this car, and I'm giving it away for free. The video revenue is not paying me back for this car. I've not made anywhere near what it is costing me to put this car together. So for me, I have to stop somewhere. I've done a lot, and we're going to do a lot more today. Here's what the plan is today. As I expected, somebody cut the dimmer switch wire. So I'm glad I brought that harness with me so we can splice it back together. And then I believe we will have dash lights. We're going to put the new seat in. We definitely want to get that seat in because this looks absolute. Uh-oh. Well, we better not go forward any. Nope. We'll just stop there. We got to get that seat replaced. It's in bad shape. Another thing, in preparation for the video, sometimes I do things off camera just to speed things up. And I was looking for the nipples for the calipers because we desperately need to bleed the brakes. The nipple should be right there. It should be, but there's nothing there. It's rusted. It's broken in half. Somebody broke it, and instead of doing the right thing and replacing the caliper, they just left it. I did not know that. I was not aware of that. We have the new tires sitting right here. 4 new tires. Very nice. We got the new dimmer switch and everything here for the lights. I even splurged and got a spare tire and wheel. We got the, oh, you've already seen those parts. Anyway, this one still has the nipple, but it's frozen. It's frozen on there. It's not coming off. This is going to make bleeding the brakes exceptionally difficult. Not impossible. I'll show you here in just a minute what I'm talking about. We should have another nipple right here. Nope, it's missing, broken in half as well. And last, right here, there should be a nipple right there. Nope, there's not a nipple. It's broken in half as well. So 3 out of 4 calipers. So honestly, the car needs a whole set of calipers. That's not going to be on my dime. I got my bleeder kit out, my brake bleeder kit. I got everything. I was ready to get the brakes going on this bad boy. Unfortunately, she's not going to cooperate. We still have to do the transmission fluid and filter as well. So we're going to jump into this. You can see this brake right here definitely hasn't been working. That one has. This one has not been functioning. Let's see which other ones haven't been functioning. This one looks like it's been working pretty decent. And this one over here looks like it has not been working at all. So I am going to make another attempt to get this bleeder valve to crack. If not, we're going to go about this a different way. And how is that? How could you bleed brakes if you can't get the nipples off to bleed the brakes? Well, you guys may not agree with it, but what you can do is you can loosen up the bolt that's holding the line to the caliper, and you'll be able to get most of the air out through these lines. Just crack it, bleed, pump the brakes, crack it, close it back up. Same thing you do with the nipple, you just do it with the line. And while it's not perfect, it's a hell of a lot better than what this car situation is currently. So we'll come back and we will get started attempting to bleed the brakes. You can see I've got the brake reservoir cap off. I'm ready. So let's knock it out. All right, so as you can see, it works. This one's bleeding out quite nicely. One more time. Yeah, she's working. And you want to go from the furthest away from the reservoir to the closest to the reservoir. So for me, it's going to be here, and then we'll move over to the other rear one, and then we'll move up to this front one, and then to the front one by the reservoir itself on the driver's side. There she goes. Bleeding out nicely. 1 down. 3 to go. All right, moving on to the driver's side rear wheel. Oh my goodness. Hope it doesn't snap. Oh, wow. Whew. Wow. She's bleeding, not much, but that's okay. Again, we're going to repeat this process a few times, and we're going to hope that when it's done, this starts working, because you can clearly see it has not been working. Look at that. There's like nothing coming out of this. Nothing. It's just dripping. This one might take a little work. All right, so this went about as I expected it to. Nothing worked. We successfully got 2 of the brakes to work. The driver's side front, the passenger side rear. This one doesn't do anything, and the passenger side front doesn't do anything either. Now, there's a lot of different reasons for this. One could be just a defective brake line. It could have collapsed in on itself. That's possible. It could be a frozen caliper. This car sat for quite a long time. There's a good possibility that the calipers are simply frozen. It could also be that the master cylinder is bad as well. So if I really wanted to do this right, I would go buy 4 calipers, 4 rotors, 2 new sets of brake pads, a new master cylinder, 4 new brake lines. Let me tell you guys, I'm doing the best I can on a budget here, but this car doesn't have that in my budget. So I'm going to say this up front. I already have somebody picked out for this car. A small YouTuber that's looking to get a start, that just wants to get the car to have fun with it and see if it will make it back to where they're from. I've had a lot of people messaging me, emailing me, saying that they need the car for their mom, for their sister, for their brother. You know, they were just in a horrible wreck. They've got cancer. And while I feel really, really horrible for these people, this is not the car for them. All right, this is not a car that you want to give to somebody that's in a desperate situation, that's going to rely on this vehicle to get them to doctor's appointments, to work every day, their kids to school, to the doctor's office. This is not that kind of car. This is a car that you give to somebody that has enough money to put into it and fix it up. Somebody that doesn't need the car but wants the car. There's a big difference. This is not a car that you should need. This is a car that you should want, have enough money to put into it, understand the risks involved, and enjoy fixing it up as you go. This would be an absolutely disastrous car for somebody that was going to rely on it. And no good deed goes unpunished. So I can assure you, if I were to give this car to somebody that desperately needed it, it would absolutely come back to bite me, because most likely the car is going to break probably many, many times, and then I'm going to be the bad guy for giving somebody a car that was not reliable. I honestly don't foresee this car ever being a solid, reliable daily driver. I just don't. I think if you wanted to spend a couple grand on it, sure, and that's doing the work yourself, yeah, you might be able to turn it into something, or you could just go buy one. You could go buy one of these in good condition for $2,500. So I've got $1,500 into it right now. We're not far away from that $2,500 where you could have just gone and got you a nice one. Now, I've already told the potential new owner of these issues. Okay, then the new person is aware of this stuff, and I made it very clear before taking it on a long road trip at highway speeds. I highly recommend, on their dime, we jump in here and knock out this timing belt, water pump, idler, and tensioner pulleys, as well as the primary drive belt and pulleys associated with that as well. Now, whether they decide to do that or not is 100% up to them, but I made sure to let them know that you have full access to my shop, my tools, and I'll even be here to put in a helping hand if possible. So we can definitely knock that out before they go taking this thing on the road. So next, I guess I'm going to go ahead and throw the wheels and the new tires on it and get that spare tire in the trunk, and then we can proceed to the next thing. I'm going to get the tires on it like this. I totally forgot we're supposed to do the trans fluid on this, aren't we? Well, I got a bucket there. The bolt is somewhere up here. I don't know if you guys can see this or not. Ooh, boy, that is nasty. It's gonna make a mess. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's actually quite beautiful, isn't it? A waterfall of nasty transmission fluid. Oh, wow. Oh, crap. Well, that's a little concerning. There's a lot of metal on there. And people think this car should be restored. Guys, this car is screwed. All right, so while the transmission is draining and making a huge mess everywhere, I gotta say thank you to Randy from Minnesota for sending me one of his plates. I think that's really cool. I'm Randy. Yep, his name is Randy. My name is Randy. He's from Minnesota, and I just want to say thank you and give a big shout out to Randy from Minnesota for sending us this. Now, let's take a look at this. How much metal is actually on here? Well, I think there's quite a bit, guys. This now, in all fairness, it may not be as bad as it looks. From what I can tell, since this car never had a tune-up in its entire life, I'm fairly certain it's never had a transmission fluid change in its life either. If we pull off this filter, let's take a closer look at it here. Oh, there it is. Genuine Mitsubishi. That's the original filter from 1998. I've made a huge mess on the floor. I'll be sure to show you guys that in a minute. Some of the fluid ran down the track of my lift and then drained all over the floor over there. So I'm going to let it continue draining. I'm going to let it do its thing. I'm going to put the new filter on. We'll clean up this plug, and we'll throw on the new filter. We'll throw on this plug, and we'll cross our fingers and hope that maybe, just maybe, the transmission will be okay. It wasn't shifting the greatest to begin with, so this will either kill it completely, or it'll shift like brand new when we're done. All right, so we've got the plug back in, we got the tires back on. I've actually done quite a bit off camera, guys. I'm not with it today. This is not a good day for me, and this is probably gonna be one of the worst videos I have ever put out. So I just ask that you bear with me and forgive me. As you can see, transmission fluid continues leaking all over the floor. The reason for that is because these tracks on the lift here, this one caught all of the fluid. We have fluid that deep running the entire length of the track from the back all the way to the front. So I get to, well, I get to clean that up. I'm going to have to get a bunch of rags and just stuff them in there. I'm using my Super Clean products that they sent me. Big shout out to them. Again, not sponsored, but I got to give a shout out to Super Clean for keeping me stocked with their floor absorbent. God knows I make enough messes. This stuff is absolutely necessary. That one just ran out. That's okay though, because I have more that I need to bring out here and put under here. She's getting there. She's got tires. She's got trans fluid. This is the fluid that I went back with. I put almost a full gallon in it. It's probably going to take more than this, but I would rather underfill it than overfill it, because to get the fluid out, I will have to take all this back apart again. No thank you. No thank you. So we're getting there. We still have a few things to do. We've got to put this washer reservoir in there. I got to put this wheel and tire in the trunk. We've got to replace this back light over here that's busted. But before I can get into any of that, I'm going to use the bridge jack to get the car back on the ground where it belongs. And I'm going to clean up this fluid mess. And then we'll proceed with the tail light, checking the level on the transmission, and buttoning up all the rest of the stuff, including putting that dimmer switch in and crossing our fingers that the dash lights will work again. Now, I know some of you are going to be upset with me because I just kind of got carried away, got in a zone. You guys ever do that? You're working on a car and you got a lot on your mind, and you just kind of get in a zone, And I just put the whole damn thing back together. Mostly, it's not completely done. Got the new intake box with the new mass airflow sensor and everything hooked up. Made sure everything was bolted down here. We got the new windshield washer reservoir in. Got all this installed. There's still that top cover piece that I have not installed yet. I'll get to that. But one of the biggest things that's been bothering me about this car, and it's so stupid, but it's the dash lights. It's the dash lights. So, as you can see, I tore the interior apart, and I had to use the old bezel, and I'm going to show you why right now. Thankfully, I cut that pigtail, and I was able to splice it in because somebody had cut the wires to the dimmer switch on this car. Take a look at this and tell me what you see. Cruise control, clock, and that's it. There's a problem with that. I took the whole thing apart, and I was hoping to use the new bezel because it's in better shape, but if you look, you'll see we have cruise control, but on this side, something's different. We have the clock and the cruise control. Sorry, did I say cruise control? That's your dimmer switch. You got the dimmer switch over there, cruise control here. So if I had used that other bezel, this car would no longer have cruise control. So let's take a look at the dash. What? Yeah, look at that. It works. It works. Unbelievable. I'm so happy about that. I can't tell you guys. Such a stupid little thing, but I am so happy that that works. So now I'm going to button this whole dashboard back up, put it back together, and then you know what it's time for? We're going to move into this. Yeah, we're going to get this nasty seat out, get the new one in, and I guess after that we can start it up and maybe take it for a quick drive. All right, time to see if this thing wants to come out easily or if it's going to be a pain. If you get it on its tracks just right and lean it just a certain way, she'll come out without too much of a fight. There we go. Out with the old, in with the new. All right, let's see if I can do this without knocking my bike over or scratching something. Come on, old girl. Right back in the way you came out. Oh, is that a gold ring under there? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I found jewelry. Woo. Look at that. Fancy. Might give this to Jessica. Clean it up. Tell her I bought it for her. She'd never know the difference. All right, let's, ooh. We're going to button this back up, guys. And we're going to call this a success. You know what it's time for? I forgot about this, man. I forgot about the taillight. It's the finishing touch. First, though, look at that. It actually cleaned up pretty daggum nice, didn't it? Yeah. I'm leaving some stuff in the car that can go with it. And don't worry, if this deal works out and the person shows up to come pick up this car, I'm definitely going to be recording it, okay? I'll definitely record it so you guys can see where it's going and have a link to the new owner. There's that old light. You know what I'm going to do with that? I'm going to throw that in there and go with the car just in case. Hold on. We may need to take... Yeah, we need to take this off right here. Let's just pull... Ugh. We'll throw that... That'll go with the car, too. We'll throw that in there, too. This should fit perfectly right back in that spot. Bolt it down. Guys, then we're ready to fire it up, check the trans fluid, and take it for a ride. All right, we got the light replaced. Here's what else I did. Threw in the spare wheel and tire. A 4-way lug wrench came with the car, so it's going with it. I think we can safely close the trunk now. As soon as I verify the keys are somewhere safe. I don't see the keys. Uh-oh. Oh, I threw them on the floor, didn't I? Yeah, okay. We can close the trunk now. Tell me that doesn't look better. That looks a lot better. So does the interior here. Now, some of the things I'm including with the car, some of it came with the car, some of it is stuff I bought. But just in case the new owner wants a radio, there's the radio. You know, you can have it if you want it. This bag of bolts, I don't know where this came from, but this bag of bolts came with it as well. The rear view mirror, yep, comes with it. An extra centerpiece there goes with it as well. And I think now we can finally fire it up, check that trans fluid level. I still have a lot of extra parts that I don't really know what I'm going to do with, like this whole air intake thing. Also, we filled up as much as I could. I filled up that washer fluid reservoir. You can see it holds fluid now, so that's really nice. It's time. It's time to fire it up, guys. The seat works. Oh, man, that's nice. That's nice. Here we go. Up. All right, let's lower the steering wheel down just a hair. This is decent, guys. Here we go. First start in quite a while. Listen to that. Oh, the power steering was working. It's kind of hit or miss. Oh, you know what? The check engine light's on. Those lights. You know how to hook my scanner up? Look at that. See how it dims? How nice is that? Haha. Guys, we are winning 234,951 miles, full tank of non-ethanol gas. Before I get too far with it, let me throw... Oh, we got a burned out light. Dang it. There we go. Hey, just like that, fixed. I definitely want to throw one of the plates on it real quick, and I'm going to go ahead and run a diagnostic on it as well. And we'll see what the Autel Maxisys has to say about this. All right, she showed up with some faults here. First of all, the MFI or whatever, that's going to be the engine. This thing is unbelievably slow, so we'll cut to the codes. Simple enough, a P0403 and EGR controls solenoid valve. We can get out of this, and we will go and find out what the code is for the ELCAT, which is the electronic automatic transmission. It's got one code as well. Not really surprised because it wasn't shifting the greatest. This one is a code 54 for electronic relay open. Yeah, that could be a problem. That could be a problem. So we're going to clear all these codes. Also got an airbag code. We'll find out what that is. And then we're going to clear all the codes, and we'll take it for a drive, and we'll see what comes back. All right, we got a code 14 and a code 22. Analog G sensor and D A B S Q T R B L 2. I don't know, guys. I don't know what all that is. All I know is we're going to clear all these out, and then we're going to see if anything comes back immediately. And if not, well, we're going to take it for a ride anyway. Because honestly, I already said I'm not putting any more money into it. I have done everything I'm going to do to this car. Quick erase, let it clear all that out. I have spent all the money and all the time that I'm going to on this car. It is somebody else's turn to take the torch. All right, as you can see, everything is clear. It all passes with no faults at all. I'm going to go ahead and get out of the diagnostic program here, and we'll go ahead and fire the car up. That Autel has been a blessing. Oh, look, the neutral light is flashing. Oh, boy. Uh-oh. All right, I'm going to unplug the OBD2 connector. Let's fire it up and see what comes back immediately. Nothing other than the anti-lock brake, which I couldn't read that. There's probably a separate diagnostic port on the car for the ABS. Cruise comes on. All right. I guess I'm going to let it warm up for just a minute, and I'm going to move everything out of the way. You know what we should do? We should verify the transmission goes into gear. I haven't checked the fluid yet. Oh, yeah. Right into gear. Those brakes are sketchy. That e-brake is sketchy too. Yeah. Ooh. Good night. Wow. You gotta really hold them brakes. Shifted through all the gears. All right. See how slow it was in reverse that time? All right, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go top up that transmission fluid till it's right, and then we're gonna get out of here. Take her for a quick spin. All right, I put some more trans fluid in it and I spilt it all over the place, which is nice. She's running, lights are working. She's got her new tires and all the other new parts we put on her. Double check these lights are working. Yes, they are. Dealer tag is on. Oh yeah, updated for 2022. My dealer's license just got renewed for the next 2 years, so we are good to go. Let's take her out on a little ride. Oh yeah, I'm ready, man. I'm ready. Here we go. Let's do it. Now, fair warning, it's about to get dark. I bet she rides so much better with those brand new tires. Okay, they're not brand new. I mean, they're really, really close to new though. Really close. Power steering is definitely trying to come back, but it has not come back yet. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a lot harder. There it goes. Come on. Oh, man. Oh, those brakes. Whew, guys, those brakes are really bad. And I'm doing this one-handed. The power steering's well, she shifts. Come on. She does shift, but she ain't happy about it. Ooh, and if you really need to stop, oh, dude. Wow. Oh, that is so bad. That is so bad. Look. Whoever ends up with this magnificent piece of history here, you better do those brakes first thing. First thing. Those brakes are awful. Now, with that said, it used to ride like you were driving on bricks. Not anymore. I can hear a strut or something clunking a little bit. She's got good power. Let's see. Oh, wow, yeah. All right, there's 65. Yeah, guys, she gets up and goes. She does. She rides relatively good now. I would not have said that before. It was pretty rough. It really was. The shifting is still not where I'd like it to be, man. You can feel it feels like it kind of slips a little bit. I need to turn here. Hold on. Can I make it? I can make it. There we go. There we go. We're just going to flip around right here real quick. All right, here we go. Let's turn her around. Whoa, whoa. Oh, she shifts way better now. Well, it's still delayed on that shift. It still was delayed on that shift, but it shifts. It does. It shifts. It runs. It drives. Temperature's good. We have no lights other than the anti-lock brake light on right now. And we're doing 60, guys. We're doing 60. In fact, let's pick it up a little bit, 65. There's 65, all right? Almost 70. Dang. She's getting it. She's getting it. Look at that. She's come a long way. She's come a long way. With that said, she's got a long way to go. This thing, honestly, it needs calipers. It needs a master cylinder. Probably needs the brake hoses. There's just so much more that this car needs. That's why I could not bring myself to send it to the auction and sell it to somebody. The only thing to do, the right thing to do with this car is to give it away absolutely free to somebody that understands what they're getting into, because she still needs a lot of work. She does. What was that beeping? Alright. Enough screwing around with her, guys. We're gonna turn up here. We're gonna head back to the shop. In fact, you know what? I don't think I'm even gonna put it in the shop. I need the lift. Like I said, I record these videos out of sequence, and I'm actually about to bring the Mustang down here to start recording that Mustang video for you guys. So there's no point in throwing this back. Yeah, every time it goes to shift, there's this hesitation. It's like, and then it shifts. It's not an engine issue. All right. Oh, okay. Nope, she's not turning there. That's it. That's all there is to it. She made it very clear she was not turning there. The brakes are super sketch. Guys, you've got one brake on the front left, and you got one brake on the rear right. That's it. She's got good power though. Not bad. No check engine lights or anything yet either. We have driven 3.5 miles on this little journey here. She seems to be happy. Yeah, that power steering is screwed too. Shifted a lot better that time. And that time, hey, it shifted without issue. All right, old girl. This is probably the furthest this car's been driven in 10 years. I don't think this car's been driven in a long time, guys. Oh, I almost ran into the trailer. Whoa. All right. That's a, yeah, there is no power steering. Let's see if I rev it up a little. No, there is no power steering at all. None. Let's turn the heat on. I want to double check that the heat works. That's going to be important to somebody that's going to be getting in it trying to drive it. Right there we go. Let's see, do we have heat? It sounds a little funky, doesn't it? Oh, we got heat. Yeah. We got heat. We got good heat. Sounds a little weird, but we got good heat. We got no tunes at all. Guys, it is late. I am done. All right, guys, so I'm going to get out of here. I got to get home, man. It's late. I'm tired. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button. Let me know you enjoyed the content. There will only be one more video of this car coming, and that'll be when the new owner comes to pick it up. And if we do any work, I'll record the stuff so you can see it, of course. It was a fun car. I want to thank Watch JR Go again for giving it to me for absolutely dirt cheap. It was a fun project. That's the only reason I continued on with it, guys. The car wasn't worth anywhere near the money that I've invested into it. There's no way I would ever recoup my money, not from video content, not from selling the car. So this was just kind of a labor of love. It was a fun car that I really liked. I decided it was worth it to me to put a little bit of money, a little bit of time into it. Now we're going to pass it on to the next. Thank you all so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you're not currently subscribed. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Auto Auction Rebuilds. Links to everything down below. Till next time, stay safe out there, everybody. I look forward to seeing you all again very soon in the next one.